What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. And in today's Division 2 build video, it's going to be my hardest hitting Kingbreaker build. Holy guacamole. It only took me about a week to make this build, and I'm probably ashamed of that. I probably should have done this, the day or two after, because this weapon smacks. I'm going to show you how to get this build to hit for over 3.2 million damage per bullet. I already showed you during today's vendor reset video that this hits over 3.2 million. But in this video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you how to do it, and then at the end, we're going to do a little bit of gameplay. But a little sneak peek at today's gameplay, check this out. This is a pretty cool little fact. I am number 3 in the world for Lincoln Memorial speed run with this build. This is the build I just used to get up to number 3 in the world for Lincoln Memorial. Now, I understand it's a league activity, and some of you, elitists are like, oh, show me legendary. I get it. I get it. But this build is a fun, kind of like a vanity build. It's like a show and tell build. It's one of those world record builds where it's like, look how high I can get these numbers, and then I'll show you how it, works. But in reality, would I recommend everyone to run a build like this? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on the play style and depends on, how much time you guys have, because my weapon is upgraded pretty high. But anyways, sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe to the channel. We're about to hit 43,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. I think we've hit like 3,000 for the month already. So hell yeah, man. This is an amazing time for the community, and this year is just getting started. So here we go. The hardest hitting Kingbreaker build. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the firing range, and I'm going to just go ahead and show you how it works. Obviously, we are using the brand new Kingbreaker named assault rifle. That is with perfect flat lines. We're getting amplified damage to pulsed enemies. Not only that, but we are using 4 pieces of Heartbreaker and a shit ton of crit. I mean, we're using a lot of crit. Like, I put as much crit as I could into this build, and you'll see what I mean. So like all my testing I do for you guys on YouTube, we do invulnerable elite, we do 5 meters, and then, yeah, we're right here. So here we go. Let's see, 3.2 million, right? All right, let's see. Okay. There it is, 3.246. 3.246. See if I can get any higher. Nope, 3.246. Yep. I'm hitting just under 1.5 million on a base damage, and then 3.46. 3.246. Jesus, that's a big number. So 3,200,046,536 is the correct damage. And that's a high ass number, and it's seeming to be pretty steady now. The 3.246. Yep. All right. So we're almost hitting 3.25. That's pretty damn crazy. So 3.25 million per bullet. It's pretty damn wicked. So let's go ahead and do the build breakdown. All right. So starting off with the specialization, the firewall specialization, I'm using this to increase my crit damage. This is a really high crit build. It is an all red build, and it is solely spec'd into crit. Now, I will be trying a different build later on with headshots, but I know that the headshots typically don't hit as hard as really high crit, because you can crit a headshot, and if you're spec'd into headshot damage, it will increase the base of that headshot damage and the crit. However, if you're spec'd solely into crit and you hit headshots, then you can crit a headshot for some insane numbers. Reason being, right now with the 3.246, Jesus, dude, that's a lot of damage. It's insane. So that's why I'm using the specialization. I'm not using the shield or anything like that. Now, as far as the Kingbreaker, What I was saying is the Kingbreaker is upgraded. I have this Kingbreaker up to level 14. Now that's because I am expertise level 14, so I can't make it any higher. So this build will hit harder once I go up in expertise levels. But for right now, this is a great baseline to start at because it's only going to get higher from here. I think by the time we hit, expertise level 20 or 25, whatever the max is, we should be able to go into like the 3.3, maybe even the 3.4 million per bullet. So we'll see. But this is all just by myself, just sitting here by myself. I'm not using any teammates and any of their ally buffs. I'm not doing any of that. This is just me here at the base of ops by myself, 3.2 million damage. Now looking at the Kingbreaker, it's sitting at 152.2k total damage. And this thing is maxed out. I have max AR damage, max health damage, and damage to targets out of cover. And then, of course, it does have that perfect flatline. So it amplifies the weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. Now, my secondary, I'm using the rock and roll just to get my stacks up really quick. We all know this is the number one way to do it. You have a high RPM shotgun. That way all of those pellets will give you your Heartbreaker stacks up, and then you're good to go. Now looking at the sidearm, I have the backup boomstick. No real rhyme or reason. This is all about the Kingbreaker, but I figured I'd show you. Now looking at the build itself, it is all reds, so I'm sitting at 726k armor just because that's min-max for armor. And looking at the gear, I do have 4 pieces of Heartbreaker with the Heartbreaker chest piece. And the Heartbreaker chest piece comes with that talent max BPM. So it increases my stack capacity from 50 to 100. So this is where I'm getting a huge chunk of my damage. Now I am also using the Coyote's mask because depending on your distance from that enemy, you will either get crit chance or crit damage. So knowing that using the Kingbreaker and a shotgun, I'm typically pretty close to the enemy. 0 to 15 meters is pretty much my sweet spot that I usually play in. So I get 25% extra crit damage on top, and it's going to put me over that 200% crit damage. Now, as far as the attributes, everything's maxed out. Weapon damage, crit chance with a max crit damage mod. Going to the backpack, Grupo Sombra. Now, the Grupo Sombra brand set bonus I get from this build, 15% crit damage. This one's God rolled max weapon, crit damage, and crit chance with a max crit damage mod. Don't forget about Vigilance. Vigilance is key when using Heartbreaker because right now, as you have bonus armor, you keep Vigilance if you get damaged. However, if it's just damage to your normal armor, you will lose Vigilance. Also, we found out that skill damage does not apply, so you won't lose the Vigilance talent from that either. So you can actually utilize this 25% weapon damage to your advantage using it with the Heartbreaker gear set. Talking about the Heartbreaker gear set, here are your gear set bonuses. So using the 4-piece Heartbreaker, we get 15% AR and LMG damage. We get 15% weapon handling and the Heart Stopper talent. So headshots apply a pulse. Weapon hits on a pulsed enemy will add a stack of bonus armor and damage to that pulsed enemy. And then, of course, it says up to 50 stacks, but we do have that chest piece with max BPM, so we get 100 stacks total. Now, this chest piece, as far as the attributes are concerned, max everything, weapon damage, crit damage with a max crit damage mod. Going to the gloves, max weapon damage and crit damage. Going to the knee pads, again, max weapon and crit damage. And to the holster, you guessed it, max weapon and crit damage. And that's the build. I mean, it's solely spec'd into crit. I get my stacks up and boom, you're good to go. You hit over 3.2 million per bullet and you don't have to rely on anything else. Now, as far as skills are concerned, I do have a scanner and a defender drone. No real rhyme or reason, just based off of my playstyle. Now, let's talk about the stats. So this is for the Kingbreaker, 152.2k weapon damage with 22 chance, 188 damage. Now remember, with the Coyote's mask, we can get up to 35% crit and 35% crit chance. So we can get crit hit damage and crit hit chance from that Coyote's mask. So in a perfect world, if I were shooting at range, I could have 57 crit chance, or if I am really close to the enemy, I could have, what is that? So that would be 123 or 223 crit damage. Not bad. Now, I also have 82 headshot damage. Don't forget about the health damage from the assault rifle and also the damage to targets out of cover. Now going to the offensive tab, we're at 114 all weapon damage bonus and 45 AR damage bonus. So every time I use the Kingbreaker, I have 159% damage bonus total. That is nuts. 159 damage. That's stupid. The fact that you can even get the damage numbers up that high is amazing. Now looking at the gear talents, we have Vigilance on the backpack. We have that chest piece with the max BPM for the Heartbreaker, and we also have Pack Instincts from the Coyote's mask. Now looking at the defensive tab, we're at 726 armor, 337 health, and of course the 10% hazard and explosive resistance, and that is due to my watch level. So let's talk about it. This is my disclaimer for all my build videos. So I am watch level 3181. And that means all of my attribute boxes are maxed out 50 of 50. Therefore, if you are at or above shade level 1000 and you copy and paste my build, you will get the exact same numbers and results as I do. However, if you are not shade level 1000, some of these attribute boxes will not be maxed out. Therefore, when you copy and paste my build, you will not have the same numbers and some of them might be lower. It's okay. This is still a great build to try out. However, to get the most bang for your buck, you can get your shade level up to that 1000 and your character will be min-maxed. With that being said, don't worry about it. It's not a requirement for you to be shade level 1000. It's just a recommendation. That way you get the most out of your build. And there you guys have it. This is my hardest hitting Kingbreaker build. Now you can run this with Firewall to get the crit damage, or you can run it, I've got another way, where is it? Here we go. Or you can run it this way with the Technician specialization. Either way, it really doesn't matter. You're still hitting some crazy ass numbers. And like I showed you, I just got top 3 in the world for Lincoln Memorial. That's pretty nuts. I got a sub 5-minute Lincoln Memorial with this build. I mean, to do that any quicker, I'd probably need the Lady Death. But I don't know. We'll see. But in meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the gameplay of me getting top 3 in the world at Lincoln Memorial with this build. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thank you all so much for the support. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I am Kamikazevondoom, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Now roll that footage.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. They maintain this outpost. The True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter. True Sons have turned the memorial into a base. It's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location. Stay alert. Never know what you're walking into. According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those boarders loaded with L-262. That should keep them from getting more of those mortars. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus has taken position inside the memorial.
If you hadn't stopped them, I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you.
Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sons infrastructure. We confiscated a massive cache of chemical weapons and eliminated their stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.